Disco Inferno, baby. Burp. Ugh. You got some diet green tea. Ready to rock. Oh yeah, the bookstore. Got my floofy little shaggy boy next to me. I'm good, baby.
The display rack is... This is entirely, completely you. Rows and rows of Heimdallarmen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man. Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs. Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat gamebook set in the world of Heimdallarman, and so much more. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. Between the throne and the Heimdallarman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
It is a bestseller for a reason. Oh, man, blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those... What does it matter? If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of...
Wonderful board. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. Then you're a lucky man. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize. Lousy. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts.
An endless variety. There's also a large hardbound tome. There's a box that's nonsense for anemic Beano-clads. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and A couple of spook novels hide amid...
Oh, you're a...
Sex crimes did pique your interest, but still, this Dick Mullen person only gets your pleasure centers down. Crime fiction. These books... Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective, you see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of a killing is declared. Dick Mullen in owner. Turns out he fated to solve a case. Yes, there's also tragedy calls for... After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean, enjoy.
Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
I love the thought cabinet. It's such a novel idea.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title. Turns out that you don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. When she's not looking, you haul the tome of cockatoos into your pocket. It's quite a challenge, but eventually, the guide to the cockatoos is yours. Splendid effort.
Nice.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring.
I would say the book is also very daring. The author aims to, perhaps for a lady. Certainly.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
The edges of the pages are worn and smudged. A lot of people have read about the Devil Woman's altercations with the Helmdall man. The jacket copy proclaims, "Man from Helmdall returns in his most exciting adventure yet. After crashing into a strange jungle, cannibalistic natives abduct his only surviving comrade, Noble Tyribald. Before Man from Helmdall can mount a rescue, he is ambushed by a tribe of female warriors and taken to the ancient citadel of Cloud City, where a mysterious and wicked queen rules supreme. Will Man from Helmdall be able to escape his dire situation and find his missing friend?" You open the book to a random page. Man from Helmdall, wielding his two Zweihanders, is carving through a sea of savages, his visage fixed in grim determination. His arms, whirling like windmills, are soaked with the blood of his enemies. Mangled corpses litter the battlefield. You flip to the copyright page. This book was written in '38. Berserker rage burns in his azure-hued eyes as he brings glory and honor to his long-lost Helmdaller tribe. From the village of Helmdall, the ivory giant roars like an ice bear, and the winds of Gatla howl out his name. Man from Helmdall rides on a gilded griffin, his golden mane billowing in the breeze. Both Zweihanders sheathed on his back. He is off to war. Will he conquer his enemies? Will he conquer himself? The steel muscles of Man from Helmdall gleam in the humid jungle air. Yet the man does not sweat. In meditation, his soul drifts in the frigid northlands he calls home. A passage reads, "The man from Helmdall looks up, his eyes blue as the mountain lakes of his homeland. He rarely speaks, but now his voice booms in the darkened throne room. Do not try to sap my masculine essence, wicked temptress. Son of Helmdall will never succumb to your seductive wiles. Thine spells are no match for purity and strength of will. Brothers of Helmdall, stand above the vices of flesh, for it is weak and corruptible, yet mine is forged in gore and strife." Queen Lydiana just laughs, a sultry and salacious sound, then says, "I have grand plans for you, Man from Helmdall." She gestures her diabolical hand toward an array of potions and unguents. "First, you shall please me. Then lead my armies against the vicious cannibals. Not a muscle moves in the face of the Man from Helmdall. Yet inside, there is turmoil. This goes against all he holds sacrosanct." In the final pages, Man from Helmdall mounts Gallavarin, his mighty griffin, and turns his gaze to the horizon. Queen Lydiana is dead, but an army of cannibals is storming the gates, and still there's no word of trusty Tyribald. To find out what happens next, you'll have to pick up Man from Helmdall and the Three-Eyed Skull, available in fine bookstores everywhere. Spring '39. In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch. The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. Rising up behind him are two silhouettes wrapped in a passionate embrace. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is murdered by someone who looks just like Dick Mullen. That seems to sum up the premise nicely. The cover features a pastiche of different. The tagline reads, the story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vespa to a small town along the Insulindian coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, Mullen does as he's asked, then returns home where he passes out drunk, as he does most nights. 2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vespa police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns that Charlie Spillane was shot in a bar in the very town Mullen dropped him off in, by a man matching Mullen's description. Desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vespa police to release him for 3 days so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence. Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named Diana Deneva. And not just any dame. She's truly one in a million, a knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. But she's got a secret. She's any man's kind of woman, according to this book.
Are you sure about that? Something about her gives you a bad feeling. What kind of secret is she hiding?
You couldn't handle a woman like that. Look at yourself. You couldn't even handle your... Stop. Don't say it. Nothing. Forget it. Go back to your story. Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at strings, the whole conspiracy begins to unravel. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician and a strung-out art collector named Torvald, each of whom has his own reasons for wanting Spillane dead. Outwardly, the old police captain is a real law and order crypto-fascist, a barrel-chested man who's beaten his share of suspects to pulp. But he's also dirty and increasingly paranoid that someone's going to expose his role in the drug ring. He would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a noticeable limp from an old war injury. Is it possible that he was able to conceal it long enough to commit the murder? A typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, he's just in over his head. He does bear a personal grudge against Spillane, though, a former prosecutor who nearly brought down his father's administration. The kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build, but he is the correct height, and while interrogating him at his home, Mullen did notice a certain overcoat that looks suspiciously like his own. Torvald, the art collector, is a strung-out mess. Frankly, it's hard to imagine him holding a pistol steady enough to actually hit someone, let alone plug them 3 times in the chest the way Spillane got did. That said, Torvald and Spillane have a long history, and while interrogating him, Mullen discovers that Torvald was once involved with Diana Deneuve. Could it be that this is all over a sordid love triangle? One evening, Diana Deneuve comes to Mullen's hostel room in tears. The two of them drink half a bottle of vodka, and soon they're seeking comfort in each other's arms.
Of course they are.
Yes, comfort and pleasure. The warmth of another human's touch. The burning taste of liquor on her full, sweet lips. As the two lovers share a post-coital cigarette, Deanna Deneuve turns to Mullen and says, "By the way, Dick, there was something else I meant to tell you." The name of the true killer. Always aim for the center of mass. Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly. Who can you trust in this wicked, messed up world? Will you be there for him, though, when push comes to shove? Time will tell. In the meantime, let's get on with the story. When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are covered with her blood. Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes and flees the hostel, knowing it's only a matter of hours before the cops discover Deneuve's body, if they haven't been tipped off already. The heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before the cops catch up to him, he's going away for life. Can you solve the case before the cops close in? What is it, detective? It's a dangerous line of work, but somebody has to do it. That's why Dick Mullen never lets anyone get too close.
What's the matter? Afraid you've been hacking up your friends' bodies in the night?
There was never a time when he wasn't a detective. He was born a detective. For a moment, you cease to read the story on the page and see the book for what it is. A collection of brittle, cheaply printed pages held together.
From nowhere, you hear the screech of sneakers on a waxed floor, and you feel the burn of rope against your hands. Are these figments of some other life?
You won't find the answers you're looking for here, in other words. Is it really so evil, detective? Like what? Do you even have those? Did you lose them, or did they leave you? Do you even know the difference? But then, what does this book know? It's just a poorly made piece of pulp garbage made to be consumed and discarded. So, who did it, detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve? Could be. Who knows? Only you begin furiously flipping.
You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't quick.
Dozens of pages scatter across the floor. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. Yes, blame a dead horse for your fat, clumsy fingers.
Don't forget, it could have been the delirium tremens.
In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity. A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang-bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needing pet owners. Also, it is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them. You're right. Cockatoos are... Ouch. That must hurt. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo, perhaps the most impressive of, in the words of, it must be glorious to behold, dark pink and snow white. Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo, yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Nice.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão. Browsing through the... You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence? Dolores Day. Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism. Her colors are... Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one. A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth... Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day. Incorrect. Sola was a Sola resigned after an assassination. Correct. Nothing much is known as the first. Question 2. Dolores. Incorrect again. Even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline. Incorrect. Correct. Franco Negro attempt. Question 3. Who was the fool? Okay, it wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false. No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true. No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. Incorrect. Stepan, incorrect. Correct. The most famous final stretch. You've come so far and learned so. Correct. The mess, everything from Inter y Soleri and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent... An F for failure. You would have done better if you just left Dolores. You are shouting at an inanimate object. Browsing through the book, you can do it. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch? It seems rather unfair to try again after you already know the answers. But Dolores Day. Correct. Nothing as the first. Question 2. Dolores. Correct. Name Franco Negro. Question 3. Who? Okay. It wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false. Correct. The most famous final stretch. You've come so. Correct. Everything from in and more beautiful. Congratulations. An A. All correct. Impressive. Oddly so. You really navigated some treacherous waters here. Well done. Yeah, sure. It's so... Browsing through the book again. You can do it. Your educational survey is done. Probably for the best. It wasn't looking too good. Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. This large map is Ozon, Laurenta. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on a north coast, radiating outwards from you. The suzerain Revachol. With a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Semenine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called.
Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast of to the east, rolling hill, Huron. It's so small. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt out quarter. It's not really a map. Still, it's detailed.
I'm sorry. They're quite valuable. Though they that old thing. From when some design... They didn't get that far. For some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed my...
You peek at the storekeep, waiting for her to be distracted. When she's not looking, you deftly rip the map off the bulletin board and pocket it. You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinez, which, to be honest, did not even cost that much. The worn map features the patchwork grid of the... Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Oh, there it is. Wow.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, the point of the book, and many other. It serves platitude, wholeness. When it's up to it's your own fault if you're ill. The book features there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder. Amidst the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is various paranatural books still. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective.
Okay. Time to save. Cool.
You see a...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is... nothing. Now, please go...
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtain, you see some kind... Aside from poking at it suspiciously, just as you're about to pull up...
Sir, don't touch... Parapsychologically speaking, we're done.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
You do? My God. No, it's just a storeroom. Why? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be...
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
No!
Lies. Rip them open. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang You see a dimly lit...
I warned you. I wasn't kidding when I said we're parapsychologically done. You clearly don't care about the consequence. Don't expect my help from now on. Do look at the books, though. The books compel you. You may... Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. Cursed? Who said that? Annette? Annette, yes. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled... My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope... Mind your own business, sir. You must be kidding. Good, sir. Indeed. Are we done with the... God, I've told her not to do...
The woman before you scans the store. Her shoulders...
God, I've told her not to do that. It's disgusting. She can, if she has enough willpower.
She stands...
Oh, no. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have... What? Yes, my husband is a success. It's a proper... Most of the building... He made the initial investment. Since then... Yes.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through.
We're quite busy. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy. I assure you, I of all people and...
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in... What if you just break it down? That's right. Take in your surroundings. Steady breathing. The room is dimly lit. It's made of a solid block of wood. Only an echo, a hollowed-out, dark echo. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the doorframe. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
What are you doing, officer?
Yeah, I think that's a glitch. I think the game glitched up a little bit. What with all the black and not showing me the room, because it normally does show me the room. Wait. No, the thought. Why is it not? Go to the thought.
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. A barbell lies on. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
Oh, I'm gonna lift them. I'm going to...
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Oh, yeah.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast. Even your body has failed you. It's a miracle you didn't injure yourself.
Wait, how about... I'm still a good bit away from... Oh, no. God damn it.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded. These lie translucent. One of the welkins, towering. It's Vara Hami, the hull door. Your eyes glide over the photo column. Entire ocean, albeit dark. A pinned postcard reads, "This is..." It looks a bit like, as time goes, a note in the bottom left corner. The handwriting, the full text. Outside, a cold wind. This is the Ream Civic. The machine lights up like some It's empty, like the filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. A bar of... Oh no, the static gets louder.
Good evening, Fortress Accident.
This is a...
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have? Yes. Good. No. Still no. I am now. Can you please repeat? Receive.
That sounds bad. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of...
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can... Fortress accident. One moment. Fortress accident. SCR. Any other questions? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting the... Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides. Two cables are rip the red one out. Look how giant and red and inviting it is. This ice bear is a hyper-carnivore. Your words echo in the empty. A gust of freezing cold air rush. The shelves are empty. All you see, you pocket the note. And the little a friendly cartoon. The paper still smells of vanilla. A thick layer of coal dust. It's dark and grimy. The echo is so prominent. It maybe is or maybe you're just... Could it be psychological? Because your physical health is fine. A lush layer of... Maybe you could... Still, it's good to have a hollow ring that goes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. It's dark. The echo is so prominent. It's impossible to discern what the voices are saying. Maybe it's... Or maybe you're just... Could it be psychological? It's dark. The echo is so prominent. Maybe it's... Or maybe you're just... Could it be psychological? It's dark and the echo is so prominent. Maybe it's... Or maybe you're just... Could it be psychological? Bent metal. Broken glass. Your path lies. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
Kudos. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. There is. Inside, your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around. You find a number of rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are ugly and inoperable, but a single rifle catches. An old Belmagrave rifle. Revolutionary era. Prized for its reliability more than its accuracy. The rest are probably Belmagraves too. Just too damaged. This is definitely the same make of gun as the one that fired the fatal bullet in the murder case. It's not the murder weapon itself, but still, you should have a fit service weapon for a fit officer. Too bad it doesn't work. It looks like it's been out of order for years. Inside, a secret room infested with rats, spiders, and woodlice. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. This is an interesting coincidence. Could prove useful in some way. You don't know how, yet, but it might be useful down the road.
Very interesting. Yes.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of line. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. You'll find the filament memory. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived. According to the note, someone named Sulislav. Someone who owns a radio computer, one might assume. It does, but who might that be? The note doesn't specify. The note does not specify. Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Interesting, yes. Very interesting.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has. Turning the crank feels oddly You slip your fingers.
No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear the ice squeaks beneath the pry. You see the pry bars.
That's a good pry bar. Sooner or later, you will stumble upon it.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. This orange machine is but... Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
I am a gander and a hunt from another. You sure are, my man. It's the jam.
The air from the...
It's a traffic jam for the 8. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here. Yeah. Feels like forever. Like, yeah. So tell me, what do you need? It's like...
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild... I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like, they want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else. Us lorry drive. Not my thing.
What's better than... He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something.
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms. Ha! They usually get shipped to Grodd in the Occident. Though we've been making head... This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying... We're pals.
There's no denying it. Your body...
Not unless...
Never. They would never elite. The man taps his fingers rhythmically against...
Ah, man. But... Those days are behind. Hey, man, that's serious. Yes. It's like trying to trick a person into doing something criminal that they'd never do. So you do... Not me, man. No way. Gotta guard the...
Working on these.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Your best...
That's brutal, man.
No.
That's, Yeah. Yeah, I get it. These are your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust, they're on.
Ease into it.
don't go too far. This,
You really are.
just like that, he slips out of your reach. It is possible.
Don't be a stranger.